we are seeing with these vaccine mandates, with these encroachments on our freedom. So I'm doing my email right now, going through my email box, and I see this email: freedom will not be silenced. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. From the San Francisco Opera. I'm like, wow, are they doing like some pro freedom production? I mean, that got me to click on it. And I am on the list of the San Francisco Opera. I took my wife to a production there, and so I see right here, freedom will not be silenced. I'm like, cool. So right here, this beautiful graphic, freedom will not be silenced, Fidelio by Beethoven. This opera is revolutionary and a story we need to tell now. Since its inception, Fidelio has become a symbol of hope for generations of people afflicted by oppression and tyranny. At the heart of our story is a woman whose personal sacrifice to free her husband from wrongful incarceration is in itself revolutionary. I'm like, oh, cool, pro freedom story. But this is really interesting that they basically are talking about how this is a symbol of hope for generations of people afflicted by oppression and tyranny. And I go, are they standing up to the San Francisco establishment? Because in San Francisco, you need a jab to do anything. I mean, to go into a restaurant, to, what have you. Um, my wife was just telling me about one of her good friends who didn't want to get the vaccine, but was forced to make the decision between getting the vaccine or losing her job. She chose her job. I mean, it's like people are putting these awkward things. And so I look at this and I go, well, maybe, like, am I mistaken? And sure enough, I look right here under the FAQ on the um, web thing and go pair San Francisco city guidelines. San Francisco Opera will require all patrons ages 12 and older to show proof of vaccination to attend performances. Oh, that's interesting. But what did they say? Freedom will not be silenced. Only freedom that they approve of. Only freedom for those they approve of. Fidelio's become a symbol of hope for generations of people afflicted by oppression and tyranny, but they will oppress you and they will bow the knee to San Francisco's tyrannical decision to bar people from attending their performance based on their medical status. Crazy, crazy, crazy. San Francisco, the ground zero of the AIDS epidemic and all of the vilification and marginalization that happened there, you would think that they would have learned from that and said, let's not discriminate based on someone's medical status. When in fact, the vaccinated pose a bigger threat than the unvaxxed. And people will be like, oh no, YouTube will try to take this thing down and give me a strike. No, it's vaccinated people have 250 times the viral load. The vaccinated pose a bigger threat to asymptomatic spread than unvaccinated people. Go figure. So what do? We stand up, we hold these people to the fire. You can be sure they'll be hearing from me based on this email. And we stand up and we create our own parallel societies. We will not be treated like second class citizens because it will be us who rebuild society from the ashes when the globalists try to burn it down. God bless all of you.